Coaches, we can take care of a lot of things on the floor, and we can try to take care of things, off the floor, but it can get overwhelming. So again, the hard work that you guys were able to give us behind the scenes is just, there's not enough words. So just a small token. We want to thank you. Enjoy the night on us and everything, and thank you very much. Something we tried to do a little bit last year, and as a sophomore, as a freshman varsity player, she struggled at times. And at this time, she noticed that her point production went up for one simple thing. I said, hey, you've got a kid, you've got a guard that'll get you the ball. I need you to do one thing. You're extremely fast. Run the middle of the floor. You're going to be covered by big girls. Last but not least, again, affectionately known as the old lady. Again, I know Margot's heard the story, and some of you may have, but as I talked about being around here a long time and seeing the summers, and the first time I met Margot, she must have been in about the 4th, 5th grade, something coming in, and if you'd have seen her, we used to call her at that time, Little E, because she had a big resemblance to Esther Wofford. She came in with her hair about shoulder length, maybe a little low. She had a white T-shirt, cut off. She had these red shorts down to her knees, her socks all the way up and everything, and red armbands. Red headband and everything like that, and it was great. It was the most adorable picture that you could have had. But again, and now she progressed into not just a wonderful young lady, a tremendous basketball player, but again, when we had the little change at the beginning, nobody knew. I didn't know what to expect, what was going to happen. But she, as a senior, stepped up. And like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I needed a little bit of a confidence builder at that point. I needed somebody to just say, hey, coach, everything would be okay. And that's what she did. She was rock solid. I said at that point, she was that rock I needed to be able to kind of lean on and be able to talk to and be that leader that she ended up being. And being a leader oftentimes is very difficult. It's not so much the showing people how to do it on the floor. It's now having to vocalize. It's now having to have expectations of your teammates. It's now having to hold somebody accountable when, well, they're my peers. And I've always told them that's okay. Do it in the way that makes you feel comfortable. But we have to be able to hold each other accountable. But again, at the same time, do it in a way that's always picking them up, and that's what she did. We go back to that game again, which we were all, those were there, where she took that little blow, and I said it before, she was at every practice. There's photos of her in her little black cat little outfit and everything, there for us, there for her teammates and everything. So that can't be said enough, because she was still in the huddle at pregame, she was still in the huddles during the game and everything, cheering her on, being that leader that we need, being that leader that I need. So for that, I'm truly thankful. But again, a third-year varsity player, Margot. So there's a few more things that we got to go on. So again, girls, if you photo, take a quick seat, and then we're gonna kind of continue up, and I'll promise I'll speed this up. Kate Franson. Caroline Henry. Scarlett Hartog. Again, Assembly Union all academic team, chosen by the paper themselves. Again, they check the GPAs with the school. So again, we are always scholar athletes. And again, I definitely believe that LCC in this program exemplifies that.
Yeah, they just came on.
Katie, Mario, and Connie. We had 3 captains this year. That was Katie, Margot, and Colleen. And oftentimes they would work every game. They'd go up at the beginning of the game and listen to the refs and listen to the victory with honor speech. But again, as captain, the big word that goes with captain is leader. And all 3 did that very, very well. Oftentimes with action, oftentimes with words, but more importantly, just they were terrific teammates. Like I said, the words that KB coined, the positivity, the energy. That's what these 3 brought each and every day. Great examples as a senior leader and as junior leaders. The one thing I'd like to add to everybody is I would always like to have, if this was the year when we just started, to say, hey, I want 12 captains. We should always be able to step on the floor and everybody should be able to rise up. Everybody should be able to say. And the reason I feel that we can do that on this team and this program is that, again, these guys were there, they listened to each other. Like everybody, they're teammates. They're going to tease each other, they're going to do different things, but again, everybody had a venue to speak, and that's what made this team very special, and it started with these 3 young ladies. They are scholars. You're the signer, remember? Margot brought a lot of versatility to us. Because if you saw her play the game, there was sometimes, most of the time we had her out on the perimeter, but there was times she was defending post. Especially if we go back to that first, as we were still learning who we were, back to that first Scripps Ranch game. And we had to, we were trying to cover that girl with 4 different girls and, and doing everything we could. She was defending post. And then as you watch film, and we're playing Ramona, and I'm watching last year's film, because we hadn't played them yet and everything, and I'm noticing, okay, who they got back, and they've got a girl named Chiara, who is their point guard. And of course, she's about 5'9", 5'10" point guard, so what do I do now? So again, I asked Margot, you're going to defend their point guard. A little bit different challenge. But that's what Margot did for us. She accepted all the challenges, whether it was on the defensive end, whether it was on the offensive end. Go to the wing, run the baseline, go to the high post, go to the low post. She did a lot of different things for us. But again, what makes her so valuable to me is the leadership that she brought, is the steadiness that she brought. Because she got on her teammates sometimes during timeouts, but it was always even keeled. It was always, more just a plea with passion. Never upset with them, but challenging. Again, this year's most valuable player, Margot Ibo. The next award is a coach's award. And often people ask me what the heck's that. All three were voted first team. All three were voted first team, and Alexis was voted Player of the Year in our conference. Again, that's oftentimes you battle, you try to get kids on first teams and everything, and you talk about kids and everything, and sometimes it still doesn't happen. People vote. The one thing, I took over and was able to be the lead rep for our league. And the one thing I asked of them, and the coaches, I have to give them credit, bought into it. When we used to do it, we used to always do it anonymous. Nobody wanted to put their name on it. And again, quickly I think learned that sometimes as coaches we need to be adults and sometimes have to check each other. So again, I was very happy with the coaches, not just because I got 3, but deservedly so. The other thing that, because again, these are team awards, and some of you may have heard, some of you not, but Alexis was also voted San Diego All-CIF second team. And like I said, individual awards because of a great team effort. There's not a lot of first teamers. There's not a lot of Player of the Years, CIF from teams that are 0-25. Competition is competition, and while winning is never going to be the be-all end-all. When we go out and play, we go out and play to win. That is what we go out, and do our jobs to be the best at that. And like I said, sports mirrors life tremendously. But again, what I like to give these guys credit for their successes. I do want to make sure that we give their teammates credit for being the great teammates that you are. System that I would continue it, but he wanted to, in a sense, handle this one. Is that he put in the order, and it's something he started doing for his seniors some time ago. But he ordered a basketball with logo. Inside there's a little bag of goodies too. Okay, let's see. Next is, let's see. No, Hannah. Emily. On up. And this side of each Kate.
And we cannot be any more proud to have you guys as coaches. Yay! Margo.